Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Well, today I'm trying out the new ColourPop No Filter Foundation as well as the other products they have in their No Filter line. So if you want to see my thoughts on this foundation, you are in the right place. But before we get started, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please just take a moment, hit the subscribe button, and then make sure you hit that bell notification so you'll be notified when I upload new videos. So again, if you want to see my thoughts on this, just keep watching. Let's get started on the ColourPop No Filter Foundation, and I want to tell you a little bit about this. So let me get my phone brought up. All right, the ColourPop No Filter Foundation comes in 42 shades, and it's $12. It's not available yet in Ulta, so you will need to buy it directly off their website. They have a new line of products called their No Filter. So I did go ahead and pick up also their concealer, their loose powder, as well as the pressed powder. So we're going to be trying actually all of these products today and seeing how they work out. Now, the one thing I do like on their website is they have a really neat feature that lets you find your perfect shade. So they match it first by your skin tone, so are you light, medium, dark, and then they also ask you what your undertone is. And then they give you a selection. For mine, they gave me 3 choices, and I went with the color Light 75 based on what they said. Light 75 is going to be way too dark for me. I can already tell because I have swatched it. So this is what the bottle looks like. It's a glass bottle. It's really pretty. It's got these little stars on it. And the cap does lock. So you can turn it and you just won't be able to press down. Turn it and you'll be able to press. Just in case this is indeed too dark, I did bring my Manic Panic out so I can mix a little bit of white in with that. And hopefully I can get a good looking skin tone. The other thing you might notice is I am starting off with no makeup on my face whatsoever. I've had a couple people now ask me how I do my really dark under eye, so I'm going to start at the very beginning and show you my process. So to show you how I do my concealer, let's start with my concealer drawer. So these are the products that I have narrowed down to are my tried and true ones, and ones that really work. And I'm going to start off with the Benefit Boing Industrial Strength Concealer, and this is in the color 01. And this is a very, very, very thick product. So what I do is I just take, this is a concealer brush by Sephora. It's their 71 Pro Concealer. So I take it just right on the very tip of it, and I follow that dark hollow line that I have. And I go right in there because light brings things forward. We want to lighten that up. And this is my worst eye, by the way, for having any darkness. So you can see already that's helping a lot just by doing that. And I just gently tap that in. You can use your finger if you want to do that. Okay, so that is my first step of many. So I layer a lot. I'm just going to forewarn you with that. Okay, then I go in with also from Benefit, the Boing Brightening Concealer. This is also a number 1, and this is a peach tone one. So using a different brush, this is just a small angled brush. I dip that in and I get a little bit on there. And for this, I'm going to color correct that darkness. And I'm sorry if it's noisy today. We have new neighbors moving in across the street, and you may hear them banging some stuff around. Okay, so I'm not being really finicky with it right now. Oh boy, that's way too much. Way too much. I'm just trying to get the product on there for now. Now what I do is I go in with my Moda chisel brush. I love this. This has an angle to it, so the tip really can get in and get under those lashes there. So I start tapping with this. This is a nice firm brush. And all I'm doing is tapping. I'm not pulling, I am pouncing. Okay, and then anything that's left over on my brush, I lightly, this is where I will kind of pull a little bit and I'll go up on my eyelid. Then I go in with one more step. I have used this for a long time now and I have fallen in love with this. This was by Artium and it's their full cover concealer. I have not been able to find it in this tube anymore. They've gone to a regular like bottle like this tart shape tape. So I've changed my link to it, that I do have that down below. So it'll look different, but right now I'm going to take some of this. It's a very thick concealer. I'm just taking this on a flat brush. And again, I'm going into that same area that I have my deep hollow. And I'm drawing a line. Now what I like to do, anything that's left over, I'll take that around my nostrils and then right in here. Then I go back in with my chisel brush and again we're back to tapping. Tap around those. And once again, anything left over is going to go up on my eyelid. I love this because it does not crease whatsoever. I could put 14 layers on and that stuff will not crease on me. All right, before I go in and start doing anything else, I also like to take just a fluffy brush and get right in here because that's a really hard area to blend. Not putting a lot of pressure, it's just very light, but it helps get things blended out. Then one last step is I will take my makeup sponge. Today I am testing the Shop Miss A sponge. This is for my series I'm doing right now. If you haven't seen that, I have a video I just started where I'm doing a series where I'm testing out a whole bunch of different sponges. So I will take this and just again tap everywhere. And at this point now I am ready to go in with some foundation. So that's where we'll get started. All right, before I start in with the foundation, I thought I'd give you just a quick close-up showing you how the concealer looks now that I have just pressed these layers in. So again, I put 3 layers of concealer on, and let's get a closer. There's no creasing going on. I may get a little bit up on my lids. I tend to get it there, but I'll pat that out before I apply all my powders and everything. So that's just a quick close-up showing you the corrections that I've been able to do so far. All right, one thing I will tell you about this foundation is you don't get a full ounce with this. So yes, it's only $12, but you only get 0.85 ounces in this. So I'm going to pump out a swatch just a little bit. I want to see a little bit. Be careful. Oh yeah, that's going to be dark. Yeah, let's go ahead and mix some of my Manic Panic in with that. We really need to lighten that up. I went with the darkest of their shade recommendations, so that could be my fault. This is also a very runny foundation. I don't want to run it down my arm, but it's very runny. The nice thing about using that Manic Panic is it does not affect how the foundation itself works. So it doesn't affect if it's full coverage, light coverage, matte finish, anything like that. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, much better. So let's dot that on. And again, I'm going to go in with the sponge on one side. little bit more already. Didn't grab enough to do my whole face. Something I've heard about this, and you really need to watch out, and it's something I should have been paying better attention to, is a lot of their colors, even if you say you have a cool undertone, if anything says peach in it, be prepared to have like a yellow undertone to it, which is my mistake that I made in picking 75 Light. Okay, that is going in with the sponge. I'm going to go in with a flat top kabuki brush. This is an Ace VV because my Morphe brushes aren't clean. And again, we're going to tap that in. Okay, so there is the brush side. Let me go ahead and look in my mirror and see my thoughts on this. So, the brush side, I'm seeing a lot of my pores, actually both sides, still miss spots. It's not sticking to my nose very well for some reason. I definitely like the brush side better. So let me go in and see how this layers up. I'm just going to go into my problem areas. Okay, I think I'm going to lightly tap in with the sponge, lightly. I wouldn't say this has a matte finish. It's really just kind of a natural finish to it. It's about the best way I can describe it. It's got a little bit of a shine to it. So maybe more of a satin. I would call it a medium coverage as well. Maybe a high medium. Okay. It does feel a little heavy on my skin, a little bit almost greasy-like. So that's kind of interesting since my skin is on the normal to dry side. So I'm going to give it a few minutes and see if this dries down, and I'll be right back. All right, I am back, and it's been probably about 4 or 5 minutes. It's still pretty tacky, and I think it's going to stay that way. So I will definitely be setting my whole face. I normally do anyway when I do a foundation video, but this definitely will need it. So let's move on to finishing up my under eyes and correcting that darkness. Now, once again, I'm going to go back into my full coverage foundation. I'm going to take a little bit on that same brush again. And once again, I'm going to go into that hollowed area and bring that back. I love using this concealer all over my face because it does not crease. Now, the only way I can describe what this does is it's like it moves with your skin. And then I like to take it right into that smile line. It's like filling up the spackle, and then I've got a couple wrinkles right there. Okay, we're going to go back to my Moda chisel and tap. And then same thing, tap under the eyes. This time I'm going to turn the brush when I go up my cheekbone. So I want to try and keep it in that triangle shape. And once again, up on the eye. And we're going to press that back in with the makeup sponge. So normally what I would do at this point is I would go in with my Tarte Shape Tape and I would take just little dots right along this line right here, because I not only have dark eyes underneath, I also have sunken eyes. So I have really high cheekbones is what my problem is. So that creates that line right there. So, but today we're going to use the ColourPop, and this is in the color Light 12. Is that what it says? It's my box. Yeah, Light 12 is the color I picked up. So I'm just going to take, that's a very flimsy, so used to the Tarte one being very stiff. So I just take and do little dots right along that line. And I like to let it set for a few minutes, not a few minutes, several seconds. Give it a chance to kind of get a little more firm before I go in and try and blend that in. Okay, once again, go back in with my Moda chisel brush. I'm going to gently tap that. So I want to keep the product where I placed it, but I want to be able to blend it out. And making my last step this nice light color is what's really going to bring everything forward that's light and help now conceal that dark ring there. Once again, I'll go back in with my sponge and gently tap that out. And now we're going to set it. So today I'm going to try out the ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder. This is in translucent. This comes in 3 colors. So they have this, a banana, and then a dark shade as well. So they consider this translucent. Looks a little yellow to me. This is a Wet n Wild P55 brush, so I'm just going to go ahead and tap into that, shake off any excess that I have. And before I get started, one more time, I want to make sure I have absolutely no creases. So normally, I would be using my Essence Banana Powder, but I'm testing out the ColourPop products. Okay. This is such a small little thing to try and dip your brush into. I'm going to make a mess. Powder all over my desk. Now, I don't bake, and that's because I have dry skin. So I prefer not to bake. And I don't feel like I need to. Okay, let's go ahead and get a close-up and see how this looks close-up. I think that, I don't know if it's the powder or the concealer, but it's making, I should have done one eye differently with my normal powder. That's what I should have done. That this is looking very dry under my eyes right now, and I don't care for that at all. So, and I'm actually getting some creasing, which I don't normally get. So let's zoom back out again, and I'll go over my whole face. All right, the next product I'm going to use is the ColourPop No Filter Sheer Pressed Powder, and this is also in light. You do get a mirror inside, and this is the size of the pan. So I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush, tap that in there, and tap into my skin, which is feeling really, I don't know, oily-like right now. Definitely feel it on my skin. And I feel like if you have oily skin, you're not going to like this. All right, let me go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. Alright guys, I am back and this is the finished look with the foundation and the rest of my makeup on as well. So before I start talking about the foundation, let me go over really quickly everything that I have on my face. Again, we used all the ColourPop No Filter products on there. For bronzer today, I went in with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and then I followed that up with the Physicians Formula Butter Blush. This is in the color Vintage Rogue. I can talk right. For highlighter today, I went back to an oldie but goodie. This is the Wet n Wild Precious Petals highlighter. Boy, does that show up. And then for my lip color today, I use the Bare Minerals in the color Juju. I've worn this one for a very long time. I forgot how pretty it is. And then for my eyes today, I went in with the Juvia's Place 2 palettes. I used the Warrior and the Nubian palettes to achieve this eye look. If you missed my video on Tuesday where I did this look, I'll leave a card to it right up here so you can go watch that as well. So that is everything. Let me tell you my thoughts on this foundation. So it's been on probably about an hour now because I've done a couple other things since I stopped filming. My pores are really, really showing with this, so it's really emphasizing the pores. It's starting to crease right across my forehead here, which is not a normal thing for me to get this much creasing this soon with a foundation. My smile lines are just really bad, as well as, what do you call these things? You know, that line you get there. What do you call, is that the, I don't think that's the marionette line. I don't know. I don't like them. Whatever they are, I want them to go away. So those are really showing as well. Just all of my texture showing. Coverage-wise, I would say it's a medium high, because I'm still seeing a little bit poke through, maybe a low high. But the thing is driving me crazy is I feel it. I feel like it's greasy and oily on my face. And again, I'm not oily at all, except for, you know, maybe 8 hours in, 10 hours in, I'll get a little bit oily around my nostrils. But this feels like an oil slick is what I'm wearing on my face right now. I just feel like I just dunked my whole face into a big vat of Crisco oil, and that's what I'm wearing. So hopefully I can keep this on all day, because what I like to do in my videos is I will come back and in the description box I will leave you my final thoughts on how this kind of wore throughout the day. So that's what you need to look forward to. So that's my recap on it. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button. It's right there. And then there's also a little bell notification that you need to press that. That way YouTube will notify you when I upload new videos, which is every Tuesday, Thursday, and once in a while I throw in a Weird Wish Wednesday for you as well. Now, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, comments, anything like those, feel free to leave those down below as well. So as always, you guys, I love you, and bye-bye. Hey guys, I wanted to film this really quickly and show you what happened to my face. I had to go take that makeup off from ColourPop because I started to feel like I was having an allergic reaction on my skin. And sure enough, if you look, I have all this redness. I'm getting weird little bumps all over. It's affecting my eyelids too. Just all over my face. So there's something in there my skin just did not like whatsoever. And I think I had it on for maybe about an hour and a half. So I'm glad I washed it off when I did. I just wanted to throw that in there. My skin doesn't, I mean, it can be sensitive sometimes, but I've never had a product do this to me before. So anyway, I just thought I would throw that in there, that it can happen. Bye.